I studied various systems of yoga like Kriya Yoga, Advaita Vedanta, Zen Buddhism, Taoism. I had been studying internal martial arts for many years, many forms of energy work, energy healing. And after some years I found that something was still missing. Looking more deeply into a scientific perspective on spirituality, it became obvious to me that the biological programming of the brain itself was what had to change. We can look at the brain from a neuroscientific point of view and see how the brain center, called the parietal lobes, that gives us a sense of physical boundaries. So I know that this is my hand and over there is the door, and so I can open the door. The center that's right over the right ear, actually, that enables us to be functional in these ways, is overactive in people. That was found out back in the 1950s. Dr. Hans Selye, who described the stress response, the permanent stress patterns in the brain that are beyond what we need to be functional, that gives us a feeling of being separate, not just in a physical sense, but being separate existentially. It's a biological program. And it became clear to me that nothing we can do intentionally will change that, because intention is just a very weak force in the brain. There is now research that shows that for one input of intention that we can create consciously, there's 2 million times the input in the unconscious. So if you try to change your unconscious patterns of holding on to a separate self through intention, it's like trying to reverse a tidal wave by shooting at it with a water pistol. It will never work. Just in sense of quantity, it cannot happen. I came to that conclusion that something has to be done to the brain to change this program in the parietal lobes and to activate other parts of the brain so that the ability to just be is given to us. I arrived at all these conclusions about a year ago from a point of view of physics and neuroscience and biochemistry. And it was very frustrating because I knew what had to happen and I had no idea how to get there, because I knew I could not make it happen. Then I found the teachings of Sri Baghvan, the founder of the Golden Age movement, and I was totally stunned, because here was someone who is regarded as an avatar in India. Nevertheless, he spoke my language. He did not speak a mystical language. He did not talk about very obscure metaphysical things. He talked about deactivating the parietal lobes. He talked about activating the frontal lobes. Exactly what I, from a scientific point of view, thought needs to happen